Nigel Mansell has reflected on the time when Bernie Ecclestone lured him back from America to fill some of the gaping F1 void left by Ayrton Senna's. In 1994, Senna began the season as the only world champion in Formula One. He had won the title 3 times, but not since 1991, with Mansell now in IndyCar and reigning title holder Alain Prost having retired. Tragically, Senna lost his life in a crash during the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix at Imola, early in a season when Michael Schumacher and the Brazilian's teammate at Williams, Damon Hill, battled it out for the crown. However, at the time, Schumacher and Hill were hardly household names, and so Ecclestone, clearly feeling the sport needed a lift and an injection of personality, went out of his way to bring back Mansell. The Briton made a guest appearance for Williams, in place of David Coulthard, at the French Grand Prix 2 months after Senna's demise, and then returned for the last 3 races of the campaign. He even gained the final F1 victory of his career in the Australian Grand Prix, which is probably remembered more for the controversial collision between Schumacher and Hill that decided the title in the German's favor. Speaking in an interview with Adrian Flux, Mansell recalled the part Ecclestone had played in convincing him to give up IndyCar racing and put himself back in the F1 fold. "I won't go into the details, but I had 4 or 5 contracts in America, and I was really happy in America and defending the title, or at least trying to," said the 69-year-old. And then 2 drivers on that terrible fateful weekend at Imola: Roland Ratzenberger on the Saturday, Ayrton on the Sunday. It was horrendous. And obviously at that time then, there was no Formula One world champion that was then racing in Formula One, so Bernie Ecclestone decided he had to do something about that. He did some miraculous negotiations behind closed doors, which I can't even imagine how he did it. He bought all my contracts out in America, and obviously brought me back to Formula One. It was the most amazing thing then psychologically. Ayrton was such a huge figure, to drive a man's car wasn't very pleasant, and it affected me enormously. Mansell also told of a private test he took part in for Williams which, when word got out that it was happening, was suddenly private no longer. "We had the test at Brands Hatch when nobody was there, and within an hour or so there's tens of thousands of people there," he